Greetings, everybody. Welcome to another Dhamma meeting where we will discuss the Buddhist practices of charity, morality, and meditation. Everyone who is interested is welcome to join. We shall start with our first participant, which is Willie from Indonesia.
Good evening, Ajaan. Today I don't have any questions. Thank you.
Kok Sing from Singapore.
Good evening, Ajaan. I have no questions at the moment. Thank you, Ajaan.
Yok Bay from New York.
Good evening, Ajaan.
Is your friend still in Thailand, Cecilia?
Yes.
She's still practicing.
Yes.
Very good. You have any question tonight?
Yes, I do. Can you explain the sanya? What's the mean sanya?
Sanya is memory. When you remember something, that's sanya working. Or when you see something and you realize it's Yok Bay or it's John or Jim, this is also sanya.
And how about sabai? What means sabai?
Sabai means comfortable, conducive to practice. Sapaya in Pali. Yeah.
Sapaya.
Yeah, it means when you practice, you have to have a good environment to practice, where it's quiet, not noisy, for instance. It's called sapaya. Food you eat also should be not harmful to your body. You know, like you eat food and then you get stomachache or something like that. That's not good. That's not sapaya. Sapaya is food that doesn't cause you any problem.
Okay, noted. One more question. If my daily I keep the 5 precepts, could I dye my hair because I need to working? That's why I need to dye my hair. Is it okay?
Yes. The 5 precepts doesn't prevent you from dyeing or putting on lipsticks or anything like that. You can.
And
it's
more.
Only the 8 precept. If you're 8 precept, then you should not beautify your body.
Okay, notice. One more thing is for the donation. Could I, if I doing the donation for the Sangha, could I ask my friend have or either and together and do the donation for the temple?
Can you ask your friend and you to donate together?
Yes.
It's up to you. You can do separately or together. Doesn't matter.
Okay, notice. Yeah. Thank you, Ajaan. Thank you.
Okay. Yen So from Penang.
Ajaan, good evening. So far, no questions. Yeah.
Kwan Liman from Malaysia.
Ajaan, don't have any question yet. Thank you.
Professor Ken from Switzerland, from Biel.
Good afternoon. Ajaan, yes, in Biel. I have no question at the moment. Thank you.
Okay, Gary from Singapore.
Good evening, Ajaan. I'm just listening in. No questions for now.
Alvin Lee from Malaysia.
Just listening as well. Good evening, Ajaan. No question at the moment.
Ubeka. Alfredo from Brazil, Sao Paulo.
Hi, Bante.
How are you?
Brazil. Bante, a curiosity.
What?
The Anagami practicing is needed to enter in Apana Samadhi. The Sotapanna practice is needed to have anatta.
Yes, every level.
It's necessary, but
every level of enlightenment needs to have the support of samadhi. If your mind don't have samadhi, you won't be able to resist or fight against your defilement.
The Anagama practice is meditate all day.
Every enlightenment you have to practice all day. You have to develop wisdom all day long. Everything is panicca, dukkha, anatta, asukha.
Yes, Sachi.
You have to see the truth of it all the time. Everything, every time you see something, you say it's anicca.
Yes.
Every time you see a body, you say asukha.
Yes. But Apana Samadhi is difficult, né? But only yogis enter in Apana Samadhi. It's necessary to Anagami too.
You have to practice mindfulness all day long to get to Apana Samadhi.
But it's difficult, né? But only 5% of yogis is very difficult state, né? But
usually
Anagami is not necessary entering Apana Samadhi to be Anagami.
Every level needs to have Apana Samadhi as the support. No Apana Samadhi, your wisdom is useless. You don't have the strength to resist your defilement.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, Bante. Have a good year, Bante.
Thank you. And you too.
Thanks.
Okay. Next, Johanna from Indonesia.
Good evening, Ajaan. I don't have any question today. May you always be healthy and happy.
You're from Medan, right? Your boss came last month.
My boss, yeah, my boss, no, I don't know who.
Did you send me the mouse with you?
Oh, the mouse is from Eli Hassan, Ajaan.
Oh, I'm sorry. Wrong person. Okay.
I pinned up to you on December, Ajaan.
Huh?
I visit you on December 2.
December 2, I see.
Yeah, last December, I visit you and pinned up to you.
I see, okay.
Yeah.
I got mixed up. I thought you were Ali Hassan. Okay. Any question? No question
for right now. Thank you, Ajaan.
Adeline and Philip from Malaysia.
Good evening, Ajaan. Don't have any questions tonight. Glad to be listening in.
Okay. Melinda from Singapore.
Ajaan, I have no questions. I'm glad that you are here today.
Okay. Anura and Ramya.
Hi, good evening, Ajaan. Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yes. Go ahead.
So, Ajaan, it's not a meditation question, but we always come across the term noble disciple in Buddhist texts. When Buddha described disciples, it always says noble disciples. So does it mean that all the disciples who have become at least Sotapanna, or who are in the path to liberation? Is that the definition?
The noble is someone who is higher than ordinary people. They're noble because of their sila. They will keep the sila all the time. They're not breaking up the sila. And they are getting rid of their defilements. They have less greed and less anger and less delusion. So this is what makes them noble.
So does it mean that they are more at least Sotapanna?
You have to be a Sotapanna before you can become a noble disciple.
Oh, yeah.
If you have samadhi, you're not yet a noble disciple.
Yeah.
If you practice sila and samadhi, you haven't yet reached the Sotapanna level. You have to develop wisdom and get rid of your three fetters. Once you have get rid of the three fetters, then you become a noble disciple.
Yeah. Okay.
You have to eventually get rid of all the 10 fetters.
Yeah.
Then you will be a full noble disciple. A Sotapanna is 30% noble.
Yeah.
He has to work up the ladder to eventually get rid of all his fetters, all the 10 fetters.
Yeah.
Then he becomes an arahant, and also he reached Nibbana.
Yeah.
So he will take no more rebirth.
Yeah.
So that's what makes him noble.
Yeah.
Then he can do something that we ordinary people cannot do.
Yeah.
We still cannot get rid of our greed, hate, and delusion.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Sila and Samadhi cannot get rid of them. They can only curb them. If you keep the Sila, you can curb some of your defilements.
Mm-hmm.
When you meditate and get Samadhi, you can stop your defilement temporarily, but not permanently. When you come out of Samadhi, your defilement can come back up again. But with wisdom, you can get rid of your defilement permanently.
Okay. So the rest of, I mean, the other people are called Puthajjana, right?
Yes,
so,
Puthujjana,
yeah,
Puthujjana.
All of the above, yeah. Okay. Yeah.
The noble is called Ariya Bukkala.
Ariya, yeah.
Esa Bhagavato Savaka Sangho Ahunayo Pahunayo Dakineyo Anjali Karaniyo. They are the noble disciple of the Buddha, worthy of praise, worthy of offerings, so forth.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you, very clear. Yeah, thank you, Ajahn.
Ramya, you have any questions?
You have a question?
Yes, Ajahn.
Go ahead.
In Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta, Buddha says he fully purified, going through, following the middle path and then following the three phases of Four Noble Truths. So can you please explain a bit more?
Can you repeat the question a little bit louder? Can you speak a bit louder?
In the Four Noble Truths, there are three phases and 12 aspects, right?
Three phases in paying respect.
And 12 aspects of Four Noble Truths.
12 aspects of the Noble Truth.
Yes. So how can we use it with the meditation?
Well, see, the Four Noble Truths has, I think, three functions that you have.
Yeah.
Three things you have to do with the Four Noble Truths.
Yeah.
First, you have to study. The first Noble Truth is dukkha, or suffering.
Yeah. Yes.
This you have to study, to learn, to know what this first suffering is. You know. And once you have learned, I don't know what's the next step, but there's something else you have.
Dukkha samudaya.
The second one is you have to, samudaya, you have to get rid of.
Yes.
And if you practice, you eventually will be able to get rid of the samudaya. And the fourth one is nirodha, is to make it appear in your mind, the cessation of suffering.
Yes.
Right now, you don't have cessation of suffering in your mind. You're constantly creating suffering instead of getting rid of it.
Yes.
So you have to, the third Noble Truth, the work you have to do is to make it appear in your mind all the time. No suffering in your mind, nirodha. And the fourth, the magga, is the path to the cessation of suffering. You need to develop it. You have to develop to the full.
Yes.
And I think the Buddha said something that this thing he had already done all of them. The dukkha, he knew what the dukkha is. Samudaya, he had got rid of it. Cessation, nirodha, he made it. It appeared in his mind. And magga, he has fully developed them.
Yeah. Yeah. Then he fully enlightened.
Yeah. You need the magga to be able to get rid of your samudaya.
Yes.
Once you can get rid of your samudaya, then cessation of suffering will appear.
Yes.
So you have to practice the sila, samadhi, and panya. Once you have the sila, samadhi, and panya, then you can stop your defilement, your samudaya, the cause of suffering or dukkha. Once you can stop or eliminate your cause of suffering, then the cessation of suffering will appear in your mind. Like, give you an example, a Sotapanna will have to learn to accept death. When you face death, you normally will have dukkha, right? If your doctor said you have 3 months to live because you have terminal cancer, what happened to your mind? Your mind become stressful, sad, suffering. You have suffering, you have dukkha. But if you had developed enough samadhi, enough ubekha, and look at the nature of the body as being anicca, the body is subjected to aging, sickness, and death. And anatta, you cannot make it otherwise. The only thing you can do is accept it. And you have to accept it if you don't want to have any suffering. Because of the cause of your suffering is your desire not to accept it, not to accept death. But once you see that there's no other way, you cannot stop death. And if you don't want to suffer, you don't have to have dukkha, you have to accept death. So when you accept death, you actually stop your samudaya from working, your desire to live or your desire not to die. Once you have no desire to live or the desire not to die, then you will have no dukkha. You have cessation of dukkha, nirodha appears in your mind. And you can die peacefully, happily, unaffected by the death of your body. That's how Sotapanna realizes his attainment by giving up the body. This is half of it. The other half is face the pain and accept the pain. Vedana, painful feeling. Something is, Vedana is anicca. It changes from pain to no pain to neutral. But you cannot control them. You cannot tell them to go away when they come. You just have to accept it, just like you accept the death of your body. So when your body becomes painful, don't take painkiller. Just stay calm and then the pain comes and goes. If you have enough equanimity, then you will not be affected. Your mind will not be affected by the pain of the body. So you can pass this. But in so doing, you are actually letting go of the 5 khandha, the body and the nama khandha, which is vedana. Vedana, they come with sanya, sankhara, vinyana. They come in a group. So you only need to get rid of one, deal with one, and the other will fall apart at the same time. So Asotapanna will not be affected by painful feeling of the body. Will not be affected by the approaching death of the body. Because he sees with wisdom that the body is anicca, dukkha, anatta. If you develop this to the fullest, then you will be able to let go of your attachment to the body and to the feelings. Okay, this is how the Four Noble Truths work in real time. when you become stressful because the doctor tell you have three months to live, for instance. Then if you say, okay, so what? I know it's gonna die, and I can accept it, then you will not you won't have any stress. But if you cannot accept it, you want to live longer than 3 months, then you will have dukkha.
So that means, Ajahn, the most important khandha is the Vedana that we should look after.
Vedana and Rupa. Rupa is the body.
Yeah.
They together they make up the 5 khandhas. Yeah. The Dhamma khandha, Vedana, Sanya, Sankhara, Vijnana, they work as a team.
Yeah.
So you just have to deal with one of them, which is the most obvious one is Vedana. So you can deal with Vedana, you automatically dealing with Sanya, Sankhara, and Vijnana at the same time.
Yeah. Okay.
So this is the examination if you want to pass the Sotapanna level.
Yeah.
So you have to do a lot of homework.
Yeah, true.
Practice facing pain, sitting, and then the pain arises and cease by itself. And the body just think that one day it's gonna die. And see how you feel when you think about it. If you feel okay, no problem, then maybe you might pass the examination. But better if you can face the real test, like when you get cancer.
Yeah.
Okay. But this is what you need to do beforehand, before you get to the examination. If you don't have enough magga, you will fail. You will not pass the examination.
Yeah.
And the most important magga is the samadhi and wisdom, the 3 characteristics of existence. And ubekha from samadhi. If you have ubekha, then your mind will not be. Your mind will stay calm regardless of what happened. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Ajahn. So.
Okay. Next, Lillian from Bangkok. You've been away for a while.
Yes, because the kids are having holidays.
They're back to school now, I guess.
Yes. Today, this week is the first week of school. Yes, but they are still here. So
yeah. Hi, how are you? Good.
Yes. You have any questions? Can he ask a question, Ajahn?
Yeah, sure, anything.
Yes, Ajahn, go.
Speak louder. Speak loud.
Speak loud. Come.
What do I do if I have too much nightmares?
If you have what?
If you have too many nightmares every night.
Oh, you have to do chanting. Chant Buddhang Saranang Gacchami, Dhammang Saranang Gacchami, Sanghang Saranang Gacchami. Keep chanting before you go to sleep. Just chant until you fall asleep, then you won't have any nightmares.
Understand? Okay. Okay, thank you. Okay, so thank you.
You also have to be good. You have to act. You have to behave yourself. Because if you don't behave yourself, you can have nightmares. Okay?
Okay, thank you.
Because your nightmares come from your bad karma, your bad action.
Actually, he was asking me, is his nightmare because of his karma as well? So
yes, it's bad karma.
Understand? Okay.
So you should do good karma. Don't do bad karma. Don't lie, don't cheat, don't steal, don't kill.
5%.
Keep the 5 precepts.
Okay. You want to ask? No? Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Ajahn.
What about you? You have any questions?
I don't have any question, but I do have a some comments. I did an online retreat last year for 8 days. And after that, I went for a trip for the holiday. And I just feel that doing a retreat really is like recharging ourselves, like recharging the battery. And it actually can last for quite a while, but after a while, you really do need to be charged again by doing very consistent and very intensive meditation in order to recharge the battery again.
That's right. It's like a telephone. You have to keep charging it, recharging it. If you don't do it, then you'll run out of power pretty soon.
But the intensive meditation really does make me be mindful for quite a while. So it was a very, very good one. Even though I didn't do a full one because it was online and the kids were still having school, but I thought it was a very, very good experience.
Yeah, it's like a kickstart, see? So that once you get started, you might want to keep doing it permanently and give up everything else.
Yes.
That's the only way for you to be able to fully establish the Magga.
Yes.
Develop the Magga. You have to have full time to do this work. If you're just a part-time practitioner, you're just like an amateur in a sport like golf, You only practice during the weekend when you don't have to go to work.
Yes.
So you cannot compete with the professional. They practice every day.
Yes.
Same way.
Yep.
You have to be a monk or a nun so that you can have all the time to do the practice.
Yep.
To develop the Magga to the fullest.
Yep.
Once you have the Magga to the fullest, then you can get rid of all your defilement easily.
Yes, that's true. Okay. Hopefully I can go for another retreat too.
It's up to you. You don't have to hope. You can make it tomorrow if you want to.
Yes, yes. Okay. I will try.
No one stop you. It's yourself stopping yourself.
That's true.
To do the retreat. So you don't need to hope.
Okay.
You just have to tell yourself to do it. That's all.
That's true. I will.
Like when I first started studying Buddhism, I've been reading about meditation for a couple of months, and I never started. And suddenly a thought came up and said, "How come you've been studying about meditation but you never meditate?" So okay, I'll start now.
Yes, that's true.
So we've been talking about all these practices, but we never practice.
Right. And once you lose it, it's not that easy to catch it up again. So
no, you can come if once you got it and lose it, you can always get it back. No problem. It's just that whether you want to or not, that's more.
Yes.
The reason.
Yep. I will make it my New Year resolution to do it every day.
Okay. Yep. Don't make it if you cannot do it.
Yep.
You have to think hard before you make the resolution.
Yep. Thank you.
Because just making it and don't do it it's just like not making any resolution.
That's true.
With resolution, you have to have honesty. You have to be honest with yourself.
Okay. I will definitely try to achieve that.
Don't cheat yourself. You can cheat other people, but you cannot cheat yourself.
That's very true. Okay.
Because you're the only one, you'll be hurt by cheating yourself. No one else will be hurt.
Yep. And since I already made the promise to Ajaan, I think that is very important too.
No, but I cannot follow your action all the time because I don't know whether you do it or not.
All right, only I will know.
So you have to make it to yourself and watch yourself whether you keep your promise or not.
Yeah. But thank you so much for the advice and the push as well. It does help.
But it's good thought, to have a resolution, but you have to do it not lightly. You have to be serious if you make a resolution.
Yeah.
Like the Buddha, I say, I'm going to sit here until I become enlightened. Even if my blood runs dry, I will not get up from this.
Okay.
deceit if I haven't reached enlightenment. And he stick to his promise. Okay.
Yep. Thank you for your advice, Ajahn.
All right.
Yep.
Next, Vandana from Santa Clara. I think you have a bad storm right now, isn't
it? Yes, Ajahn. Good morning. It's very nice to see you again, and Happy New Year. So Ajahn, I'm right now experiencing the Noble Truths. So we are having some fleas problem because we have cats. And then our house was got infested, and then we all are suffering and going through pain with the biting of the fleas. So we got the treatment done yesterday, and I was very mindful that I'm killing. This is the killing process, because we have to get rid of the fleas to get rid of this physical suffering. So I was wondering, of course, I'm breaking the precept. And
yes,
yes,
this is not the right solution. The right solution is to live with the fleas. Make your mind obey karma, make your mind equanimity, have equanimity, and live with the fleas. Treat it like your friend.
That's it didn't work. So it's okay if I could deal with it, but I don't want my kids to suffer. I don't want my.
That's why we don't call you noble, because of this.
Yes, yes.
You break the precept to solve your problem. A noble person will never break his precept to solve his problem. His suffering.
Yes. Yeah. And the reason also, of course, my personal suffering, that's very true. And also my cats, they are suffering too, scratching themselves. And my kids got some bleeding.
But you don't think about the suffering of the fleas. They also suffer when you kill them. Right?
Yeah, but they were eating us for no reason. They came to our house for, and yeah. So
you are being biased. You're being biased.
Yes, I am. So I was just contemplating on all this noble truth, and how much it because it must be the past karma, which I'm paying right now, which is I'm happy for, but I'm also creating this new cause for future suffering. But I have no idea how to deal with it, because this became too much pain for all of us, and the biting, and then we had to go through this, otherwise it will be more. So what do you think about this kind of, are these sentient beings, the small, very small creatures who, for example, when people have termite treatment because my apartment did that a few months ago, they had to do it for all the buildings, because we have wooden houses in California, and we can't, it is important for them to maintain the property. So what are your thoughts on this, when people have to take these kind of measures in today's society? So we all are sinners now. We all are breaking all the precepts. The main one, the killing, no killing.
Yes, you have to decide which one you want to keep, the precept or the house. You can't have them both. If you want to keep the precept, you might have to move to a motel somewhere and find a new place.
Yeah, so that means that there is no end for, personally, I would say, like for today's people who live in this modern society, they have to take some kind of measures for controlling some population. For example, rats, they put the rat poison boxes. The people deal with these things because they have to get rid of it. So I'm not sure, how does the monastics deal with this if they have for example, termite in the monastery? What would they do?
Well, it's easy for us because our cabins are usually on steel, built on steel. So we just wrap some cloth soaked in some oil and wrap around the post where the termites go up, and once when they smell, then they retreat. We can prevent them that way.
Okay. Yeah.
But before we do anything, we have to think ahead of time. See, prevention, how to prevent. When you build a house, you have to think about preventing this problem. If you have planning, then you can do this.
Yeah, it's a very old condo, so that's why I think they had to do it, this kind of treatment. Yeah, but I understand and I'm mindful. I know what we are doing, especially for the fleas problem, because we live in a pet-friendly community and people have dogs, cats, and they get this kind of diseases which they bring to humans, and the humans don't want to suffer. Of course, the physical pain is very hard to suffer. You can't take the physical pain. But I've been thinking, but the best part was that I was meditating continuously and my body pain was somehow just went away when I meditated for 2 hours, and it's completely gone and I was able to sleep. So the meditation is very, very helpful. That's what I wanted to share. Thank you, Ajaan.
Okay. Okay, good luck to your house.
Yes. Thank you.
All right. We'll come back to Bangkok now to B. Ravin.
Hi, good evening, Ajaan. Yeah, just now that we are regarding the topic of, just killing, just to check my understanding, if we were to do something that we didn't know it was killing, it wouldn't be breaking the precept.
Well, you have to have intention to be breaking the precept. But if you just, things happen suddenly, like an accident, you drive and then a dog ran over, ran across your car and you cannot stop your car. So you hit the dog and die. And this is not considered breaking the precept. It's unintentional and it's beyond your control. Okay, but if you want to get rid of the termites in your house, and then you eliminate them, and this is considered killing, breaking the precept. You have the intention. Or you go to a seafood restaurant and you see fish in a tank and say, I want this fish for dinner. And you have intention. And you also spoken. Even though you didn't do the killing yourself, it's still considered breaking the precept.
Yes. Ajaan, you also mentioned that a noble person would never break precepts and they would rather die than break the precepts. Is this something that they embed into their mind once they reach this noble status?
Well, because they know the consequence of breaking the precepts. The mind will have to pay for the breaking the precept by being born in the lower realm of existence, have dukkha from this action. And that contradicts to the purpose of practice, is to get rid of dukkha, not to increase dukkha. So a Sotapanna would rather let the body die because it's gonna die anyway. But he would not afflict himself with bad karma and creating dukkha in his mind. Or should he be born again, he should be born in a lower realm of existence, being born as an animal. But because of his knowledge of this, then he would not do it. So he wouldn't do it. So he wouldn't take rebirth in the lower realm of existence. But that's secondary. The main point is that he knows when he breaks the precept, he is hurting himself. He's creating dukkha, which is contrary to his goal of getting rid of dukkha. Yes.
Yes, the reason I ask is because Thanajan, when we take the precepts, because we know that if we don't, it's bad for us, it's one thing. But being able to not break it because it's embedded in our mind, that is more sustainable. And I sometimes, when I reflect upon my actions, when I'm going to do something and say, oh, I can't do that, that's breaking the precepts. It's because of using restraint to stop me from doing it. But if it was to be just in my mind and not having to use restraint, that would be more sustainable though, right?
I think you have to know the consequence of your bad karma, of your breaking the precept, to really stop you from doing it. If you could see that, you could become animal in your next life and say, maybe it's not worth saving the house and becoming a fleece in your next life.
Yes.
Rather give up the house and move to a new place, build a new house. Or rent somewhere where someone else already look after the fleece problem. But the problem is we don't see the rebirth clearly. We just kind of hear about it and kind of believe it, but we don't really see it like someone who is a sotapanna. He can see it clearly, the consequence of breaking the precept. So you have to become a sotapanna in order for you to be able to see the consequence of your breaking the precept. Otherwise, you still, maybe yes, maybe no, who knows, It depends on the situation. If you have to kill sometime, you say, okay, we just have to do it.
But that's just an excuse though.
No, it's just because you haven't yet seen the consequence of your action.
The Four Noble Truths.
That
Yes.
And also the future rebirth. Because you are lowering your mind, your status of your mind lower to the realm of undesirable realm of existence.
So that is why a sotapanna would never be born into a realm lower than human.
That's right.
Because they already see the consequences of their bad karma.
Yes.
And their rebirth is because of their sensual desire rather than the bad karma. That's what they have to get rid of. That's why they have to come back.
That's right.
So it's like step by step then, Thanajan. We have to see the consequence first, then we would not dare to do it again. I mean, all the bad karma.
That's right. If you don't pay taxes, you know the consequence, right? So you keep on paying taxes.
Yeah. Yes, it's breaking the law.
Okay.
So if
you know you can get away from not paying taxes, you probably would not pay taxes, right? Who wants to pay taxes? Nobody wants to pay taxes.
No. But it's the law.
No, it's the punishment that you're getting for breaking if you don't pay taxes, you get punished. You end up paying more, so you better pay. Avoid paying more because you will be punished, or you will be, what you call charged more.
So this is the law of karma.
Yes,
Instead of
So all noble disciples see the law of the karma clearly.
And to be able to see this law of karma, we need concentration and wisdom.
Yes, you have to have concentration first to see the one who is breaking doing the karma, which is the mind. If you don't have the concentration or samadhi, you still think it's the body that is doing the action. But it's not the body that is the real culprit. The real culprit is the mind who tells the body what to do. The body is like a gun. When you use a gun to kill someone, do they put the gun in jail or they put the one who used the gun?
The person.
Okay. So the person who used the body is the mind, see?
Yes.
But they could not see the mind, so they had to put the person, the body in jail instead. Because they know that once put the body in jail, the mind also is locked up with the body. Yeah. But this is only the legal punishment. But the spiritual punishment, you cannot see the consequence of your killing. That can make you have a different rebirth next time. So you have to have this ability to see the mind separate from the body. And you say, I can understand now what happens when I kill. The body might get punished, might not get punished. But the mind, first of all, it will feel bad, it will feel terrible. Then if you still have to take rebirth, you won't be able to take a human rebirth yet. You will have to take an animal or some other form of rebirth. Okay.
Yes, Thanajan.
Is that all?
Yes, for now. Thank you for your advice, Thanajan.
Sri and Chet from Vancouver.
Thanajan.
Okay. Any comment or question? The gun doesn't get in jail, huh? The one who used the gun goes to jail.
So
the law of karma works like that. The law of karma punishes the mind, not the body.
Oh, yeah, that's I really like that one. So Ajahn, the Sotapan can see the spiritual punishment.
Yes.
Oh.
And see the spirit who does the action, who does the killing.
Oh.
Because without the mind, the body cannot do anything. The body will be a corpse, will be a mannequin.
Oh.
It's the mind that tells the body what to do. Before you can get up, you have to think first. Get up, get up. I have to get up.
Oh.
Before you can drink, I want a drink, so you go take a drink. It's all the mind working, doing this thing, and telling the body what to do. The body is just an instrument of the mind. So the law of karma doesn't punish the body; it punishes the mind, or reward the mind. If you give to charity, donate some money to charity, it's the mind that receives the reward, not the body, right? The body remains the same. But the mind feel happier.
Yeah.
Have more contentment, more peace. The opposite, if you do something bad, the mind will get punished. The mind feel bad. The mind worries if someone will know that you have done something wrong, something bad or not. Not the body. The body doesn't know anything. The body is just like a gun you use to kill someone.
That's why like when you die and then we go, like when we die and we go to the spiritual world, like we can't create like good or bad karma because there's no body, Ajahn. Like
nobody to create to do your action.
So you just let it run, but we can't really create good or bad in the.
When you die, you don't have enough mindfulness to control your mind. So it's your good or bad karma that will be the one to control your mind. So your bad karma will make your mind feel terrible and become unhappy or suffering spiritual being. So there are three types of spiritual beings that is not happy. A preta or hungry ghost, asurakaya, which is a fearful ghost, and naraka, which is the hellish spirit existing with the fire of hell, being consumed by the fire of hatred. So it depends on what kind of the reason behind you're breaking the precepts. If you break the precept because you don't know that it's breaking the precept, you become an animal. Animal they exist by killing, by breaking the precept in order for them to survive. So that's their nature. They kill to survive. But they don't know that this is wrong. This is the cause for them to become animals. If you break the precept because of greed, then you become a hungry ghost, a hungry spirit. Because greed never fill you. You are the more greedy you are, the more hungry you become. The more you want. And if you break the precept because you're afraid somebody will hurt you, like the fleas, will hurt you, then you can become a fearful ghost. Always worry about somebody hurting you. And if you kill because of hatred, anger, then you'll be consumed by fire of hatred, anger. Your spirit will be very always very like in hell, very hot. The fire of anger can consume your spirit. Will consume your spirit. So it depends on the reason behind you breaking the precept. That's creating the four undesirable realm of existence. If you break the precept because of ignorance, you become animal. If you break it because of greed, you become a hungry ghost. If you break it because of your fear, then you become a fearful ghost. If you break the precept because of hatred or anger, then you will become a hellish spirit, in which the fire of hatred and anger will consume the mind, the spirit. Okay.
Is it one worse than the other? Like, for example, the hell one is worse than maybe the greed one, or no, not really?
It's up to you. When you're angry at your husband, how do you feel? Can you go to sleep? Or if you're afraid of the weather, how do you feel? You are consumed. You are doing this all the time without knowing. Sometimes you are consumed by the fire of hatred or anger. Sometimes you are consumed by the fire of fear. Sometimes you are consumed by the fire of greed. Sometimes you are consumed by the fire of ignorance. So you figure out which is worse. I think the last one is the worst. The hell one is the worst.
Mm.
The animal is the least worst.
Mm.
And animal kill because of that for survival. Like people making a living out of killing. They are like animals.
Mm. Ajaan, I saw like a newcomer trying to talk to you. So I don't know. Maybe I'll just come back later. I'll just give the time to her.
Okay, we'll go to Sarah then.
Sarah,
Hi,
yeah.
Sarah. Where are you from?
I'm from Spokane, Washington.
Okay,
United
near
States.
Vancouver. Near Vancouver.
Near there. Yeah, I'm.
She's in BC, British Columbia.
Right. I'm Ajaan Nisabo's mother.
Oh, I see. Okay.
And I've met you before.
Did you come with them? Did you come with them?
Not this last time, but years ago.
I see.
Yeah. And yes, you had some words for me back then, which still, I think what you said to me was stop shopping.
Don't be a shopaholic.
And you were right. And I have to say I've broken that precept. But I can still see how it is tied to my contentment very much, and still working on that. My question, somebody might have asked it this morning already, but since we're talking about future lives and killing, and what is your perspective on eating meat that you haven't killed yourself?
If you have nothing to do with the killing, like telling people to do it for you or do it yourself, then it's not breaking the precept.
Okay.
You go to the market and you buy things already wrapped in a package, fish or meat or whatever. Already, then you're not breaking the precept. Unless if you tell the seller that I would like a chicken tomorrow. If you say this to the person, the seller, he might have to go kill for you.
And well, aren't we still part of the system that does the killing though? That aren't I asking someone else to kill for me?
It might be, but as far as the law of karma is concerned, it doesn't cover that far.
Okay.
The law of karma only cover whether you do it yourself or tell someone else to do it for you.
Thank you. That's helpful.
Okay. Because if you think the system, then everybody's in the system. We're all in the system. See? Somehow we are tied to the killing, somehow directly or indirectly somewhere. Putting your money in the bank can also be considered supporting the killing industry already.
Wow.
Right, because the bank will loan your money to the slaughterhouse, for instance.
Whoa.
But that's too far already.
It seems like, vegetarians have a good argument that you are supporting.
That's fine. I'm not arguing with them. They can say anything they like. I'm only concerned with the law of karma, that's all.
Okay.
We look from different perspectives.
Okay.
So it's useless to argue. They have their own perspective and I have my own perspective. So we try to learn to accept this and live together, okay?
Okay. All right.
If you feel like everybody's the system, then you shouldn't be born in the first place.
Oh.
Because the food you eat is gonna have to consume some insects or some worms or anything in the ground when you plow the field.
Mm.
Even if you're vegetarian, when you plow the field, you probably kill some animal in the ground, right? Some worms or whatever, to plant your vegetarian food.
Yeah. Thank you. I've wondered about that.
Yeah. So nobody is free from the system, But as far as the law of karma is concerned, it doesn't cover that far. It only covers the intention. If you have the intention to do it yourself or tell somebody else to do it for you, that you cannot do that. That's breaking the karma, breaking the precepts.
And how about the intention of shopping too much?
Oh, this will just making you become a hungry ghost. You are encouraging your greed, and the more greedy you become, the more greedy you will. The more so you will be, and you will never be content. You have to keep buying all the time to make you briefly happy. But you can only get happy after a few hours. Then you want to go out and buy some more.
Yeah.
And one day you're gonna run out of money. Then you're gonna have problem. You cannot shop anymore. So the Buddha teaches us to live moderately. Just have enough for survival. Really, we don't need anything more than that. It doesn't make us any more happier or more content.
Yeah.
Okay. Nice to see you.
Thank you.
Do you go visit your son? He lives in Washington, right? Not too far from where
he
you
lives
are.
about
Seattle.
4 hours away. And as soon as we know where the monastery is going to be, we will move near it.
I see.
We're just waiting. Yeah.
Okay. They're in the process of buying land now?
Yeah. They're looking around and seeing what arises and what gets offered and all that. Yeah.
Okay. Good.
Thank you. Thank you. Right. Nice to.
Next, we'll go to Sulan.
Oh, hello, Ajahn. How are you?
Fine, thank you.
Good to hear that. And happy to see your smiling face. Yeah. Let me see. I got a question. Sorry.
Go ahead.
Okay. So I am meditating daily for a few minutes and then focusing on the breath meditation at the nose. Then I will notice how the air enters my lungs and the rise and fall of the stomach. Then I just wonder, like, is this considered like scattered concentration? As I'm supposed to.
You should be fixed at the tip of your nose only.
At the tip of my nose. Oh.
And watch the air comes in and out at the tip of your nose. Stay focused, stay on one point. Don't move around. By moving around, you're making the mind working. You keep the mind working, and which is not what you want. You want to stop the mind from working, so you have to make it stay fixed in one place, stay put, and not think about anything. Just only observing the breath, whether it comes in or goes out, whether it's short or long. You don't have to manipulate the breath. Just leave the breath alone. Just keep watching the breath. The breath is just something to anchor your mind.
Oh, so I should just notice how the breath passes through the tip of my nose.
Yeah, the nostrils. Yeah.
So it's like when the breath goes in, I notice it goes in.
That's right.
But as the breath is passing through my lung, through my airway to lung.
Don't go away. Don't go away from the tip of your nose. Don't follow the breath in. Don't follow the breath out. Just stay at the tip of your nose.
Oh, but when the breath is going in and is on the way going in and out.
Don't follow the breath. Just stay at the tip of your nose.
But there's nothing at the tip of the nose at that moment when it's going in. So
see, the air doesn't come like a person. It's a stream. So you can still feel it when it goes in or comes out.
Oh, so there's still something to feel even when it goes in.
Yeah, just watch at the tip of the nose. Just know it comes in and goes out at the tip of the nose.
And in between, I just don't care. I just
watch it.
I will try.
Okay.
It feels a little hard because I will just follow the breath as it goes in. Then I feel a little tough. Yeah.
If you feel like following it, first you can, but eventually you should stop following it and just watch at the tip of the nose. If you cannot yet focus on the tip of the nose because your mind is still restless, then you might let it follow for a while, but eventually you have to stop following it and just stay focused on one point. You can focus on your abdomen if you like, watching your abdomen rising and falling. Or you can watch it the tip of the nose when the breath comes in and goes out.
Okay. So when we say like meditation, when we practice on our own, we should actually be focusing on one point rather than like just observing it go in.
That's right. If you want samadhi, you want to start calm your mind, then you have to let the mind not do any work except just watching.
Okay. Yeah. I think I had some misperception. I thought that we should just follow it in, follow it out.
No.
Yeah.
Try it, see how it works for you. Stay at the tip of your nose. And just keep watch the breath when it comes out, when it goes in. You'll be like a watchman, a guard at the gate. Just stay at the gate and count the number of people coming in and going out.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Can. Yeah. Thank you, Ajahn.
All right. We'll go to Evie, Indonesia. Evie.
Nama budaya Ajahn. Ajahn, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, I have question. When my body is tired, I really want to go to a massage place. Does this include the sensual pleasure? And is this appropriate for practice people? And does this affect to our practice? Supposed to be spoiled body because these few days I have been very sleepy during meditation. So I have to force myself to keep meditating, and the result is I fall asleep during meditation. I think I know my body is exhausted.
It depends on your reason for using the massage. If it's for medical reason, you can use it. But it's for pleasure reason that you should not use it.
Yeah, I use the massage to make my body comfort, to be better, so I can meditate more. Yeah, more fresh. No sleepy like this anymore.
Okay,
So,
it's not really important, really.
And I feel this few days I also getting lazy, Ajahn. What can I do? I feel more lazy, but I still keep doing, but I know this is lazy and this is useless.
Just thinking of the time that keeps ticking away. You're losing precious time. If you don't doing something now, you might not have enough time to do it later. If you keep let the time pass by without doing anything.
I still doing, but I have the feeling this is useless. Waste my time to sit like this, and the result is not good. So this is called a fail, Ajahn.
I don't know. It's up to you.
But I have read the Ajaan chart or Ajahn, what I forget. And that is the article said, when you lazy, you keep doing. So I keep doing. But I think doing is like useless. So what Ajahn suggests to me
I
about
have no
this?
suggestion for you. You have to suggest it, find the suggestion yourself. Because my suggestion is to keep doing it. That's all. No,
Yeah,
regardless
keep
of
doing.
how you feel, doesn't matter.
And don't hope the result. Sometimes I feel, don't hope the result now. Is that true, Ajahn? Don't hope for a result for anything.
I don't know. I think your question is just beyond me for me to answer.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just keep doing, Ajahn. Yeah. Okay, Ajahn.
Okay, we'll go to Somchai from Pennsylvania.
Yes, Captain Ajahn, yes. So far, thank you, and I use the one you taught, and also I keep in my mind about everything. So get angry, get stressed, get like so mad sometime, and difficult time. Last a couple weeks, it's not extremely out of mind, so that's calm down, and like use meditation, Putto, and for some reason I go back to your website about biography. It's amazing. And I'm watching that someone in your history about that. So it's amazing about this. So I just really, really kind of high a person in pretty much in the world or somehow. Anyway, so I off and on about meditate, off and on, but some of them, some days I can use pretty good while sleeping or wake up and go back to work or do some routine in my life. So it's using it. So it's I keep going. I be there, but little bit slow, like you said. I not try to come back to start over again, but a lot of time I lost some of them. But so and pretty much something out. But I use meditate for like Putto all the time in my mind. So that's what keep myself going pretty well about that. So other than that is not too much. I just listen from someone and compare to myself, see what I can do and how much I do about that. So I learn so far. I seem to be all right actually. So yeah.
Okay, Sharon, do you have somebody else who wants to speak?
He didn't. Good morning again.
Good morning, Ajahn.
This is Ajahn Nisabo's father. He didn't know I was hopping on, and he just came down.
Oh, I see.
To breakfast.
I thought he wants to ask some question or something.
I'm not sure if I have a question right now. It's just really lovely to see you, and thank you.
It's been many years since you were here, right? Last time.
Many years. Yeah.
4 or 5 years, maybe at least.
No, more than that, maybe. I think. I think Ajahn Nisabo was just 2 vasas, maybe, when we saw you.
2 months. Okay.
Yeah.
And thank you for your hospitality to all the pilgrims recently. That made a big impression on them. You did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice talking to them. They're quite interested. They're very interested in the practice.
Yeah, there's some very strong practitioners, and it's just you know, it's like putting.
Your son is doing a good service to these people. Show them around.
Yes, and they're doing good service to him. It's a community. It's really a beautiful thing.
Yeah, I hope it will eventually grow up big and serve a lot of people around the area.
Yeah, it's like dropping a crystal into a saturated piece of water. Everything's just.
Yeah, good.
So it's very lovely. But thank you so much, Ajaan. It's nice just to see you this morning and for what you're doing.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, nothing else, Sarah? Okay. I'll go to Christine Coe then. Christine from Penang.
Good evening, Ajaan. I have no question, but I'm counting down to come to make marriage to you and other temples. February, I'm coming.
Okay, see you then. Rusli from Indonesia.
Evening, Ajaan. I don't have any question. Thank you, Ajaan.
Okay. I think we can now go to Facebook for more questions if there's any.
There are 4 questions from Facebook,ท่านอาจารย์ and the first questions from Eli Hassan. ท่านอาจารย์ the one who not yet reached the 4th jhana won't really has a real or pure wisdom.
Can you repeat the question again, please?
The one who not yet reached the 4th jhana would not really has a real or pure wisdom.
Well, the wisdom is pure, but it doesn't have the strength to cut the defilement, like a knife that hasn't yet been sharpened. So you have a dull knife, so you cannot use the knife for cutting anything until you sharpen the knife first. And the way to sharpen the knife is to have samadhi, have equanimity. Once you have equanimity and wisdom say, this is dukkha, don't go after it, then you say, okay, you can stop your defilement, not to go after the object that can become dukkha to you, can create dukkha, can cause you dukkha. Like if you're alone and you want to have a girlfriend or boyfriend, and then wisdom says it's better to live alone. If you stay with someone, you will have dukkha from that person sooner or later. But if you don't have equanimity, then even you know that it's dukkha, you still cannot stop your desire to have a partner. Even though you know that you're going to have dukkha with that partner sooner or later. You're willing to pay the price for what you can get, for the happiness that you can get temporarily. But if you see with wisdom that this is dukkha, you're going after. And if you have equanimity, then you can stop your mind, stop your defilement to go from going after this object, this person. So you need to have the 4th jhana, to have equanimity first, before you can apply the wisdom.
And there are 3 questions from Po Leong Soon. The first question is, what is enlightenment?
I don't know, he seems to be asking this question all the time. Enlightenment is like graduating from a college, get a bachelor degree.
And the second question is, what is the difference between anapanasati and vipassana?
Anapanasati is the practice of watching the breath at the tip of your nose with mindfulness for the purpose of calming your mind. Vipassana is the study the truth of all existence, that all existence has these 3 characteristics of anicca, dukkha, anatta, impermanent, causing suffering, and no self.
And last question is, What is wisdom? I do meditation so long, and how do I know that I have wisdom? Thank you.
Wisdom is something you have to study. You cannot get it from meditation. You have to study from the Buddha. The Buddha said to have wisdom is to know the Four Noble Truths. To know that your mind, the stress in your mind is being caused by your desire or your craving. And in order to stop your stress in the mind, you have to get rid of your desire or your craving by the practice of samadhi, and also seeing that everything that you crave for or desire for will cause you suffering sooner or later, because they are temporary. They are not something you can manipulate or manage all the time. Is that all?
That's all,ท่านอาจารย์
Okay. We'll come back to the room now. Anybody would like to ask more questions? You're welcome. Okay, Sulan, you first.
Thank you, Ajahn. Yeah, just now you were saying that I can try out to watch the tip of my nose. Then I was trying to feel my tip of my nose. Then I couldn't really feel like my tip of my nose. I can only feel the inside of my nose when the air comes in. Is that considered tip of my nose if it's inside, like somewhere around here, like inside?
Just don't worry too much about where it is. Just know your breath coming in and going out. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Okay. So
and the purpose is to stop you from thinking. That's all. So don't think when you watch your breath. Just keep watching your breath without any commentary, no mental commentary, no thinking, no talking to yourself.
Okay. Yeah.
Just stay silent, quiet, like a silent movie. No sound when you watch a movie. Okay. So when you watch your breath, no sound, no commentator saying this, I'm coming in, I'm going out. You don't have to say anything.
Okay.
Just keep watching.
Okay, I just need to watch it. Then I don't have to like purposely breathe very hard so that I can feel it specifically at the tip of my nose. I just watch it in and out.
Yeah, that's all. And don't talk to yourself.
Okay, yes. Thank you, Ajahn.
Okay. Vandana, I think you raised your hand.
Yes, Ajahn. I was just thinking about the story of Angulimala, who was a criminal in Buddha's time, and he actually cut off so many fingers and made the mala, and he was wearing it when Buddha stopped him. And in his lifetime, I think he attained arhatship in the same lifetime, because he became a very good disciple of the Buddha. So yes. I was wondering that if he killed thousands of people just because of the hatred he had towards them, he has some reasons for killing them, and he was aware of it, but he was able to attain arhatship. So how come people right now who are killing some small creature? He killed so many humans and cut their fingers off, and he was able to do it. So that's why I was asking, because as you mentioned that killing fleas intentionally can put me to the ghost realm. So because I was wondering.
He changed the object of his killing from human beings to his defilements. The Buddha said, you kill the wrong person, you should kill your defilement. You should kill your greed, hate, and delusion. So he redirects his killing toward his defilement. So once he did that, then he became enlightened. When you can get rid of your greed, hate, and delusion, then you can become enlightened.
Yes. Yeah. So we have a chance, right? After making some mistakes,
yeah,
we
you
can still
do it
have
now. You can do it now. Get rid of your greed, hate, and delusion.
Yes, that's what I'm working on.
Stop hating the fleas.
No, I was not hating them. I even sent metta to them, metta bhavana.
But you killed them anyway.
But I killed them. Yes, I did.
So
I killed
it's
them.
contradicting to say you don't hate them, but you kill them.
Yeah. No, that is true. Very true. But I was also thinking that I shouldn't be so disappointed. If Angulimala can do it, I can do it. I never hurt any human or cut their anyone, so I have a chance. That's what I wanted to say.
Everybody has a chance, except that we have to kill the right person or thing. We have to kill the defilement.
Yes, that's what I'm working on. I look for my defilement every day and try to work on them. So
yeah, good.
Yeah, thank you, Ajahn.
Okay, anybody else would like to?
Evie.
Okay, Evie again.
Ajahn, this is what happened to me yesterday. When I was driving and someone overtook me and I almost hit him and caused me to brake suddenly and my vegetable soup spilled on the car. I saw my anger rising fast and I cursed and I pressed the long horn to him. This means that I still have anger. I think my anger is already how to say disappear a lot and I can see my anger is hidden neatly. It's not hard to get rid of anger, and when the anger slowly slow down, I think does the enlightenment people still has the anger?
I think you don't need to know this. It's better to know yourself whether you still have anger or not, and try to get rid of it if you still have it. Other people's anger is not your business.
Yeah. I think my anger is very little, but yesterday I see still have anger. And
okay, so hidden. You still have work to do. You have to kill your anger.
How to kill the anger, Ajahn?
By stopping it.
Because it arises by itself. We
can control it. You don't have to keep it to continue. As soon as you know it arises, then you have to stop it right away.
Yeah, this is so fast, like charging the handphone. When we charge, and the handphone is charged just like that, so fast.
Okay.
So I can see her.
Okay.
So that's all.
Okay, we go to Yogbe now. Yogbe. How do you say your name? Am I saying your name correctly?
So some people call me Yogi.
Yogi. But in the letter here, it's the Yogbe or Yogbes.
Yeah, my son set up for me because I don't know how to do the internet. That's why.
So how are you supposed to be called?
Yogi.
Yogi.
Yeah.
Okay, Yogi.
Yeah, one more question. If the temple left some food, could we bring home and also we break the 5 precept?
If the temple gives the food away, then anybody can take them home if they like. Usually once the monk have enough, then they will share with the rest with the people who goes to the temple. So people can eat there, or if they like, if there's still some more left over, they can take it home if they like.
It's not break
the 5 precept. Not breaking the precept. You only break the precept when you take it away before the monks even have a chance to have it. You have to wait for the monks to get them first. Once the monks got what they wanted and they are left over, then you can take them, eat them there, or you can take them home if you like. But usually people try not to because this is like being greedy. You're going to the temple to get rid of your greed by giving. So some people will not take anything home from the temple.
How about from my company? They say is that the food is thrown away. Can we also bring home too?
Yeah, but you're doing it because out of greed. Yeah. That's the problem. And your goal is to get rid of your greed. So you're not really benefiting anything from going to the temple. You go to the temple and you give $20 and you take back $25. So you're not getting anything. So it's better to give $20 and not getting any dollars back when you go home. Even if it was for somebody else, not for you. But you're still doing it out of greed.
So we have to like sharing something like that, right?
If you want to share something that belongs to you. Don't share it because of something belonging to somebody else. If you want to share somebody, just use your money and buy the things and give to the people you want to share, rather than taking things from the temple to share with other people. It's not wrong, you can do it, but you are not really helping yourself this way. You're not getting rid of your greed. You're actually encouraging you to have more greed, which is not the purpose of going to temple. Going to temple is to get rid of your greed.
Okay, and one more question. If the friend said that I have said something, for example, I say one thing, you have to follow me. Do I have to listen for my friend do this thing? What happened? No?
Whether you have to listen to whether what she says is right or not. If it's wrong, then you don't have to follow her.
Okay, noted. Yeah.
If she tells you to go steal something, would you do it because she tells you to do it?
No.
Okay, so you have to know whether what she tells you is right or wrong. If it's wrong, then you don't do it. If you don't know, then you don't do it anyway because you don't know whether it's right or wrong. Then you shouldn't do it.
Okay, noted, brother. Thank you.
Okay. Anybody else? Oh, Sri.
Ajahn, is there a difference when we buy eggs from the market or we buy egg from the farmers?
Well, there are two types of eggs. Like eggs that doesn't have any chicks in the egg, then you can buy that and eat it. But if the eggs still have chicks and then you shouldn't buy those type of eggs because there are live beings in the eggs.
Chick in the egg? Oh.
But I don't know how they do it because I don't know. I haven't done any shopping for 40 years now. So I think people presume that the eggs they sell in the market has no chicks in the eggs. You know?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this one I never understand, Ajahn. Like I don't understand how you differentiate.
You have to check with the farmer, the chicken farmer. They know.
Oh, okay.
But if we buy in the store, then
well, you ask the store, ask the clerk who sell the eggs. What type of eggs is this? Can they still hatch or not? Yeah, you have to ask them this.
Oh, okay. I'll go and ask my friend then.
Yeah, you can ask around or search in the internet. Go, what type of eggs I'm buying in the supermarket? Is it hatchable or not?
They never really.
I don't think not for supermarket, but my friend is a chicken farmer, so I'll ask. That's why I ask questions.
Yeah.
Oh, so the farmers will know.
Of course, they know how else will they have to raise more chicken, right?
But sometimes they use just to eat they rear the chicken just to eat the eggs.
I know, but they have to replace the chicken, right? This chicken will go and die, so they have to have new chicken. So they have to know which eggs can produce chicken and which egg doesn't produce chicken.
Oh. Oh.
I think not every egg can produce chicken.
Oh.
So I think they have certain type of eggs. I'm not sure. I don't know anything about this.
Oh. Yeah, I'm always confused about this.
If you're confused, then you should do research.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I'll do more research on this.
Do more research. I'll go and ask my friends who is a chicken farmer. So
you can search on the internet. You might get an answer.
Oh. Yeah. The reason is like our friend, they are farmer, but they are quite poor. And only him and his mom in the farm, and very elderly mom. And they used to rear chicken for eggs only, and they sell the eggs. And now that their chicken is old and they don't have any more eggs, and so we always bring food to them. But sometimes I feel that if I can't bring food, they don't have much to eat. So I know that this is their living. So I was thinking about buying chicken for them to new chicken for them to have the eggs. But then Sui was reminding me that, maybe that's like breaking the precept, because if the eggs that produced by the chicken has chick in it, they will, it's not good, right?
It's not a good livelihood to make your living on somebody else's life.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's better to bring them food than to buy them chicken.
Yeah, just give them food, grocery, buy them grocery or whatever.
Yeah.
It's chicken trafficking, not human trafficking, but chicken trafficking.
but they really take good care. Like even the chicken is old, and like many farmers, like they will kill the chicken, but they take good care of the chicken. That's why I feel but then maybe then Sui reminded me that the egg maybe is not good to consume, because it might have the chick inside. That's how we had the question. Yeah.
Yes, I don't know which eggs is has chicken in it or not. You have to ask the farmer. I think they probably know.
I'll do the research.
Yeah, probably didn't know. I'll ask them.
I was wondering, Ajahn, just now you regarding to Ramya's question about you were talking about before becoming Sotapanna, you deal. Of course, you have to have the mindfulness and samatha meditation and equanimity, and then after that you deal with the body first. You said the first 50% is the body, and then next 50% is the painful feeling. So this is, you're talking about the 4 satipatthana, Ajahn, like, because the Buddha talked about body, feeling, mind, and Dhamma. Is like the body and feeling are the first 2 that you deal with? Is that the...
Well, see, I think the feelings is divided between the body and the mind also. The feeling can also arise from the mind. When you have bad feelings, even though your body is well, but you can still have bad feelings from the mind. When you think about something that can cause you anxiety or worry, then you have bad feelings arising at the same time.
Yeah.
So feeling can be either physical induced or mentally induced. Well, the Sotapanna deal with the physically induced feeling. The painful feeling of the body.
Of the body.
Yeah. Like when you get sick, or when you die. But after this, then he would have to deal with the bad feeling arising from the mind. From having worry, anxiety, and whatever. That comes from the mind, not from the body.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay.
Yes. Thank you, Ajahn.
Thank you, Ajahn.
Next, anybody? Bulla, okay, from Facebook.
One more question from Jane Kong. Tanajan, in practicing mindfulness from waking up until going to sleep, we can chant Putto, watch our bodily movement. Can we watch our breath? Thank you.
Watching your breath is easy when you sit down and doing nothing. But if you're moving around doing things, it's difficult to watch your breath. Unless you can, if you can watch your breath and you want to use your breath, it's also possible. But it's not practical because when you're doing something, you should be watching what you're doing, not watching your breath. Like we always mention driving. When you drive, you don't watch your breath. You watch your driving. You watch the road ahead. So it's more practical to watch what you do when you're doing something. Like when you're eating, just watch you're eating. If you're washing something, you watch what you're washing, not watching your breath. Because you have to do two things. You'll be doing two things at the same time. Watching your breath and watching your clothes, So you won't be concentrated, you won't be focused. You want to stay focused on one thing at a time.
That's
So if you're doing something, then you should be watching what you do. You can recite the mantra with what you do. You can recite Bhutto, Bhutto while you eat. You can recite Bhutto when you wash, when you take a shower or something like that. Reciting the mantra will prevent your mind from thinking about other things. Okay. Anybody else?
Vandana.
Vandana, okay.
So Ajahn, I was listening to your another session and you mentioned that people who are not enlightened yet, they shouldn't be teaching the Dhamma. So I was wondering, I know so many monks, young monks, even they start to introduce sutras to people and they also explain it. So that considered teaching Dhamma or something else?
Well, if you're telling somebody something, you're teaching them something already. If you don't know the right direction and you tell people this is the way to go, and they don't get to where they wanted to go, you're misleading them. If you don't know yourself where you want to go yet.
Yeah. How would we know who is enlightened? Because, for example,
the Buddha, study from the Buddha is what I mean.
Yeah, so the Buddha's teachings are the Dhamma, and then people...
yeah, you go to the Tipitaka and study the discourses, the suttas.
Okay. Because there are so many Ajahns I listen to, Ajahn Cha, Ajahn Anand, Ajahn Amaro. So I consider they all are very good teachers. So can that's okay, right? They are not, maybe I don't know if they're enlightened or not.
Well,
but
see, the Dhamma teaching can be divided into different levels. Maybe they might be able to teach you the sila or charity level. But with the meditation, they have to themselves succeed in their meditation practices before they can teach someone else. But they might already succeed in giving dana, charity, because they give all their money away before they became a monk, right? So they can teach you about charity, and they can teach you about keeping the precept because they themselves can keep the precept. But if they haven't yet attained jhana themselves, and if they teach you how to get to jhana, I don't think they can teach you correctly.
Because I hear Ajahn Braham also always mention about jhanas. So I wonder if he sometime he mentioned that he reached that level. So maybe I misheard, or maybe I heard from someone else.
Well, you just have to prove it to yourself. Follow what he said and see what you get to the jhana the way he said or not. If you get to jhana the way he said, then you can prove that yeah, he probably have jhana.
Okay. So can you teach us that method?
I've been teaching you watching the breath, being mindful all day long. This is the way to get to jhana.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Ajahn.
But you don't do it, see.
No, we do. I do it. Try to do it. Yeah. I do it every day. Yes.
Okay. Then we go to B Lavin then. B Lavin.
Yeah, Ajahn, just one more question. We often talk about the 5 precepts, but not much so of the 6th, 7th, and 8th precepts. So my question is, is there a consequence of not following 6, 7, and 8 precepts, or it just means that we progress slower in our meditation practice?
Well, 6, 7, and 8 is for professional meditator, full-time meditator. When you're not working anymore and you have all the time to meditate. So you have to keep this 6, 7, 8 precept to prevent you from going to other things that you should be doing. The 6, 7, and 8 precept will force you to do only one thing, meditate, mindfulness. You cannot watch TV, you cannot watch movies, you cannot go out to parties. You cannot sleep more than 4 or 5 hours a day. You cannot sleep on luxury bed, No comfort, no physical comfort. No physical pleasure. You can have comfort, but maybe not pleasure. So this is more for the full-time meditator. If you want to be, at least maybe for a day, if you want to be a full-time meditator for a day, or like when you go into a retreat, they usually you usually have to keep the 8 precept when you go to a retreat. During the duration of your retreat, you have to keep the 8 precept because you're on a full-time basis, not on a part-time basis. But if you're on a part-time basis, you only meditate once a day or twice a day for 15 minutes, then you don't need to keep the 8 precept. Okay.
Yep. So it's more for full-time practice, not for everyday use.
Not for a leisure, casual meditator.
So it depends what we want to be.
Like drug users, they have like people who drink, they're casual drinkers and they're professional drinkers, full-time drinkers. So if you're a casual practitioner, you don't need to keep the precept because you don't practice much anyway. Because you have other things to do.
But it is still possible to achieve some level of enlightenment through just the 5 precepts, though. Is that right?
Very difficult. If you cannot get to the jhana, it's not possible. You can get enlightened by just reading, but not real enlightenment. You can get imagined enlightenment. Oh yeah, I understand how to let go of the five khandha. I understand the 3 characteristics. I understand the 4 noble truths. But it's just in your imagination. You haven't met the real thing yet. The real thing is when you're forced to die, and let's see how you feel. If you feel nothing, then okay, you have become enlightened. Okay.
Yep. Yes, Ajahn. Thank you.
Willie, next. Willie.
Ajahn, going back to Vandana's question, when you say enlightened, you mean it's Arahant, right? Because even
no, the 4 stages of enlightenment. So there are 4 stages of enlightenment. Sotapanna, Sagidakami, Anakami, and Arahant.
So Sotapan can start teaching already. So
on his level, just on his level. He cannot teach any level higher. Like if you finish a bachelor degree, you cannot teach on the level of the master degree yet. You haven't finished the master degree. You can only teach on the bachelor degree level once you have graduated with a bachelor degree.
Okay. So the enlightenment you mean is actually any of these levels, any of the 4 levels, then they can start teaching.
Yeah, once you become a Sotamana, but usually if you become enlightened, then you don't want to waste time teaching other people, because you know there are still work for you to do. There's still other steps you have to go through. So once you become enlightened, the first stage, you probably don't want to lose your precious time teaching other people. You want to get your own work done first, get your own work finished first, before doing work for other people.
Because looking at the Buddha himself, he only teaches when he gained full enlightenment, right?
That's right. And he didn't even want to teach when he first started about teaching other people, because he says it's a difficult thing for people to follow what he tells them to do.
Until Brahma Sampati came down and encouraged him.
Yes, and asked him to be considered that there are many types of people. There are people who can follow your teaching, and there are people who cannot follow your teaching. So please teach to those who can follow your teaching. So he divided people into 4 categories, the 4 types of lotuses. There are 3 types who can follow, and the last type, the 4th, cannot follow. And he doesn't teach the last type, the 4th type. He only teaches the 3 types who can follow his teaching, depending on their ability. Some can only keep the precept and practice dana, some can meditate, and some can develop wisdom. Okay.
Okay, understood, Ajahn. Thank you.
If you become enlightened, then you know the gap between an enlightened person and a non-enlightened person. And then you will know whether you really want to teach or not. When you speak to someone and you feel they're speaking nonsense, then you don't want to waste your time teaching them.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're smiling.
So, yeah, I think I still got a lot of work to do.
Okay.
Thanks.
All right, anybody else? We have about Kunla again on Facebook.
One more question from Jane Kong. Ajahn, can we do our meditation with eye half closed? Thank you.
I don't know why you want to close only half. Why don't you close it all? Yeah. Because you want to bring the mind away from the eye, the sensual objects. So you have to close all the doors if you can. Close your eye. So you cannot be distracted by what you see. You want to concentrate on your meditation object to bring your mind inside. So you have to shut up all the external organ, the sensual organs.
That's all, Ajahn.
Okay. Okay. Sulan again. Okay, Sulan.
Oh, thank you, Ajahn. Thank you for sharing all the Dhamma. Yeah, I have a question. Yeah, just now, you were mentioning about like for the teaching of the Dhamma, it should be by people who have gained enlightenment, then they will be able to teach properly. Then I recall the story about Sariputta and Moggallana. When he first heard of the teaching, then he went to tell his friend Moggallana so that they can learn together. So although at that point Sariputta already reached stream entry, that's why he shared it to his friend. But for us, like we haven't yet enlightened, then how do we share to our friends in a way that we are not like kind of like so-called teaching? Because yeah, in case we say the wrong things.
We can recommend them to study the Buddha's teaching, the text, the sutta, the discourses.
Oh, okay. So we should instead of saying, I learned about this, we just say, you can go and read out the Buddha's teaching.
Yes, if you don't know yourself, then it's better not to say anything about something you don't really know. But if you think you know, you're confident that you know this, then you can say it.
Oh, okay.
The important thing is not to mislead people. That's all.
Okay. Then like the analogies that the Buddha gave, like can we come up with our own analogy also?
Oh yes, you can have many analogy.
Oh, okay. But we must make sure that it is not a wrong analogy.
Well, you have to know whether it's wrong or not.
Yeah.
If you're not sure, then you better not shut up. You don't say anything yet.
Okay. Yeah. And then like there's also a lot of like guided meditation, like podcasts or that we can find on the internet. So actually if we were to follow that, actually it's not advisable, right?
You can try. If it's beneficial for you, then you don't know. See, the Buddha said, don't dismiss anything yet until you prove to yourself whether it's good or bad for you.
Okay. And then what is the karma for like misleading people in the Dhamma or like misrepresentation?
I don't know.
Okay. Yeah.
It's not good. It's because it's like lying. You're not telling the truth.
Okay. It's not telling the truth. Even when like we ourselves are ignorant, then that's also bad.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you, Ajahn.
All right. I think that's about it for tonight. Okay. That's all about the time we have. Thank you for your participation. I hope this meeting can help you advance in your practice. And in the meantime, please stay safe, stay mindful, and keep on practicing. And if all goes well, I'll see you all at the same time next week. Thank you and goodbye.
สาธุเจ้าค่ะ
สาธุอาจารย์
Thank you, Ajahn. Thank you, Ajahn.
Thank you, Ajahn.
Thank you, Ajahn.
Thank you.
Good night, everybody.
Bye bye.
Good night, everybody.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye bye.
Have a good night
Thank
Bye.
you.
คุณบอยขอบคุณคุณหลาครับ
Good
Bye
luck.
bye.
Thank you.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye bye.
บายค่ะ อนุโมทนาค่ะ
อนุโมทนาค่ะ
Yes.
อนุโมทนาค่ะ เดี๋ยวนะพี่มีอีกคน โอเคออกมาแล้ว